Oh, my! I can't believe it. 31 yards to Nicory
Here in McFadden breaks it up the middle. McFadden, big play. He's going to go. Darren McFadden is going to take it all the way. 80 yards for the touchdown. Darren McFadden, and Arkansas strikes just that quickly.
He's going to field it back at his own 5. Joe across the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Adams at the 30, and here we go. Joe's going to take it all the way. The 30, the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Arkansas. 95 yards on the punt return.
Here's the snap. It is low. The kick is blocked, and Arkansas covers.
Shotgun formation into the end zone. The pass is intercepted. Arkansas wins the ball game. Intercepted in the end zone. The Razorbacks have beaten the #1 team in the country.
It's time to dissect the game on the First Security Bank 5th quarter. We'll be talking Razorback football for the next 2 hours. This broadcast is brought to you by First Security Bank. Here are Randy Rainwater, Marcus Elliott, and Trey Schaff.
32 seconds to play. They're going to run the football with All-Britain left side. Breaks one tackle, slammed to the turf up at the 49-yard line, and that is going to be the end of the ball game. It's been a long day at the office for the Razorbacks. Ole Miss, from the second quarter on, dominated this football game. Ole Miss is the winner, and to the victor goes the spoils.
Good afternoon. Welcome once again to the First Security 5th quarter post-game show. Marcus Elliott, Trey Schapp. I'm Randy Rainwater. Mark, 2 words. Butt kicking.
Yeah.
Butt kicking. To the tune of 694 total yards of offense for Ole Miss. Dart, 25 of 31, 515 yards, 6 touchdowns, 81% completion percentage with a rating of 284.1.
Yeah.
The receivers, just as impressive for Ole Miss. Watkins led the way with 8 receptions, 254 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then they had a second receiver, number 19, Lee, who had 5 receptions, 127 yards, 562 total yards of offense through the air today by Ole Miss. Butt kicking.
Yeah. Couldn't, I think that sums it, Randy. If you wanted to find 2 more words, maybe ugly and embarrassing.
Yeah.
But no, I think butt kicking pretty much says it all. You know, I was trying to remember, when is the last time that Arkansas has been that thoroughly beaten? I mean, it was 63, but it easily could have been 83. It's like they forgot that there was a football game, and if they did remember it was a football game, they couldn't remember what an opponent was. I mean, it was. Did you see life, Randy? Was that just me? Was there any energy on Arkansas?
Well,
aside from the
Mark,
start,
there's still too many missed tackles.
Oh yeah.
The one thing that stood out to me today was, and I was one of those who fussed the way that Arkansas backed off the LSU receivers, all the dinking, all the dunking that went on, just nitty-pick here and there. Well, Arkansas really wasn't what I would call in-your-face bump coverage, but it was obvious anytime that Ole Miss wanted to go deep, it was easy pickings.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just any one D-back that they were picking on. They were picking on everybody. But I guess from just watching how frustrating it was. He just felt so futile.
It really
It's
did.
like there was nothing he could do to slow down this runaway train. It was running all over Arkansas. All right, we will step away for a moment and hear the music. This is the First Security fifth quarter postgame show live from Walk-Ons here off Weddington in Fayetteville. Stay tuned.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell from Bell Chevrolet. Football season in Arkansas is one of my favorite times of the year. And I think we can all agree that game days are better with tailgating. Fourth quarters are better with game-winning field goals. And the best played games are better with teamwork. And just like on the field, Bell Chevrolet is better because of our people and their dedication to our customers. Shop Bell Chevrolet and BellChevrolet.com today. Together, let's drive.
This is Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. A well-advertised auction is the fastest, most effective, most efficient, economical method to get the highest market value for your asset. Whether it is real estate or a piece of equipment, an auction is the best option. Say it with me again. A well-advertised auction is the fastest, most effective, most efficient, economical method to get the highest market value for your asset. For 86 years, Blackman has made auctions the best solution for selling your hard-earned property. Since 1938, better auctions are Blackman Auctions.
Game on. This is the Doctor of Football here to tell you if you're a business traveler who frequently flies out of the Little Rock National Airport, you can't park any faster than Expressway Airport parking. Get in the game with us and join the Expressway Rewards Club and park with D1 Speed using the Rewards Club mobile app Gate Pass. As soon as you park, the Expressway shuttle picks you up in a matter of minutes. Upon your return, just use the mobile app to depart the parking lot through the Express Exit Lane. That's Expressway Airport parking. It's that easy.
Who's against Issue 2? Politicians, lobbyists, and powerful out-of-state gambling interests. Why? Because they don't want local voters to have a say. So they'll say anything and do anything to take away your vote. First, they filed frivolous lawsuits to try to stop your vote on Issue 2 from even being counted. Why? Because Issue 2 takes power away from them and gives it to you. And now they're lying about Issue 2. They're trying to trick you into voting against yourself. Here are the facts. Issue 2 doesn't affect jobs, revenues, or existing casinos. It simply stops new casinos from being forced into local communities that don't want them. With Issue 2, local voters have the final say. Not politicians, not lobbyists. You. Put local voters in charge. Vote for you by voting for Issue 2. Paid for by local voters in charge.
Hey, Cersei, your new Academy Sports and Outdoors store is opening on Monday, November 4th at 1405 Janet Street. See the new store with the best sports equipment, outdoor gear, clothing, and shoes, all at low prices. Check out Academy's wide selection of brands like Nike, Stanley, Brooks, Carhartt, Blackstone, Yeti, Titleist, and more. Don't miss our grand opening Friday, November 8th through Sunday, November 10th. Plus, shop grand opening deals. Join the fun at Academy Sports and Outdoors in Searcy.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz every Tuesday night at 8 for Between the Mats high school football show with your hosts, Matt Wilcox and Matt McJunkins. You'll hear coaches' interviews, player interviews. You'll also get weekly top 10s and player of the week picks for each classification every week. Plus, t-shirt giveaways and fan interactive pick'em challenges with prizes. Between the Mats on The Buzz each Tuesday is brought to Arkansas high school football.
The great American pastime. Do you smell that? That's the smell of men being men.
I think I'm ready.
On 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock.
They're going to try a field goal with Matthew Shipley. This is going to be a 55-yard field goal attempt. Shipley's 5 for 6 since becoming the starting kicker. None like this, though. He's got some wind. This is going to be out of the hold of Devin Bale. It's a good snap. The hold is down. That kick's going to get there. If it's accurate, it is good! 55 yards from Matthew Shipley, and the Razorbacks are on the board.
And welcome back once again to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show. Marcus Elliott, Trey Shapp now joins us. I'm Randy Rainwater. Trey, before we talk to JW, quick thoughts?
Ugly.
Oh, Mark said that too. I said butt kicking. I said butt kicking.
I think, look, I was thinking about this on the way over here from the stadium after listening to the post-game comments of Sam Pitman, which we'll hear a little bit later. Great guy. He answers your questions. But Randy, Marcus, I think it's time to go in a different direction. You got up, you beat Tennessee, but how good is Tennessee? Are they really that good?
That's a good point.
You get blown out at home by LSU. You get blown out at home by Ole Miss. And if you were still in the SEC West, if they still had divisions, you would be middle of the pack. Vanderbilt, for goodness sakes, is bowl eligible today. Vanderbilt. And Arkansas is still sitting here hoping that they can win one more game out of 3 to become bowl eligible. I don't know. I think it's time. Like Sam as a person, I just don't think he's cut out to be a head coach in the SEC.
All right. Let's talk with JW. JW, good afternoon. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
Well, for those who know me, I don't care for Sam Pitman football at all. And here's one of the reasons I'm going to ask you guys. I got 2 different questions. First question is, what kind of mindset for a head coach to tell your team that you're the Walmart brand and Ole Miss is the Louis Vuitton? Okay, that's belittling yourself before you even play the game. What kind of mindset does that tell your players? If they hear that, they will hear that. And 2, why does it look so much better with Malachi Singleton in? And hold on, this is not getting thrown in at the end of a game when we're playing Mississippi State. This is the same defense that didn't let off the gas. Malachi Singleton is faster, getting the plays out. He makes some sweet throws, and he's fast. When we have a turnover machine in green, why is it that we got to wait so long to pull a plug to get someone in there looks better? Why is that? Is it because Bobby Petrino's losing his step? And I'm just going to hang up and let you figure that one out, guys. Thanks.
That's funny. That's absolutely funny. That's funny to me.
Did Sam Pitman? I didn't read today's newspaper, so I don't know. Did he make some kind of statement in regards to Walmart?
I think maybe in the talk with the announcers, because I got a text about it as well, that's what they were saying apparently. I did not hear that comment because I didn't have my headphones in listening to their broadcast during the game, but I think that's where it came across. Maybe
Arkansas's broadcast or Ole Miss's broadcast?
No, the TV broadcast.
TV. Okay.
That ESPN, I guess it was Mark Jones today, was the play-by-play guy. I'm not sure if it came up in their meetings. They have one-on-one meetings the Friday before the game. They talk to the head coaches throughout the week, so I'm not sure if that's when it came up. But I was alerted to that via text that a comment like that had been made.
Okay, there is no quarterback controversy.
No.
The quarterback, healthy. The reason he didn't play in the second half, that is Taylon Green, it's obvious the game was over.
And he wasn't healthy.
Why put him out there? He couldn't move. He went in there for at least 1, if not 2 series. You could tell he was hampered. He couldn't move. Why make him a sitting duck? And but there is no quarterback controversy, Jed.
No.
You hate to disappoint you, but there is no quarterback controversy. Taylon Green
Braylon Russell right there walking in.
Is your quarterback. He seems to be walking okay now.
Yeah, I think he's got a little hamstring issue, though.
But he has a hamstring
You want to get him over here? Ask him?
Talked to his dad this past week.
Yeah.
I think Mark and I talked to him
Mm-hmm.
Thursday. on Drive Time Sports. But
well,
so whatever Malachi Singleton did today, great.
Yeah.
It's good to know that if Taylon Green goes down, I think he showed he can be competent and showed a burst of speed a couple times on some runs, scrambles. It's going to be difficult for any quarterback. 8 sacks. Arkansas surrendered 8 sacks today. And I thought it was almost a misprint last week when Ole Miss registered 9 sacks against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No, not the case. All right, let's check in with Jimmy. Jimmy, welcome to the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Mark, I tried to save you some air. I knew you didn't. I knew
no problem.
You didn't want to have to defend Taylon for the 19th or 25th time, whatever it is. So
that's funny.
Jimmy.
Hey guys.
What's up,
this
buddy?
is kind of for Trey. Like, I remember you saying you'd be happy with a 6 or 7 or a bowl appearance this year, and I'm not saying it's weird that Sam Pitman, he's an O-line guy, and obviously our O-line is terrible.
Yes.
There's several things I want to get to. I'm going to try to get to them real quick. The defense, Travis Williams, everybody was talking about him, going to be somebody's going to want him as a head coach. He almost seems checked out. I don't know if something's going on there, but it's terrible there. But at the same time, I feel like Lane Kiffin feels like Sam Pitman might have been someone to get the ball rolling as affect injuries, the way he acted today with several of the plays or something, and was going to show him up, but we're still exceeding, and we got to think back. I love Sam too, and I hate for anything to happen to him. I do want to win at the same time, but we all were thinking if we got to 6 wins this season, it would be a good season. And I hate to lose Bobby. You fire Sam, we're losing Bobby. Who knows what's going to happen with the defense? But Travis Williams seems checked out, or something's going on there. I want to hear your comments about that.
Thank you, Jimmy. I don't think Travis Williams is checked out. I think what you saw today was the benefit of the NIL.
Yeah, there you go. Good,
no doubt.
If you want to compare Walmart with Gucci or whatever other
Louis Vuitton,
then okay, that's fair, because Arkansas could not afford to keep Pooh Paul. Pooh Paul had six tackles today, had at least 1 or 2 tackles for losses. He did drop a would-be or should-be interception, but outside of that, Arkansas couldn't afford him.
Randy, Arkansas is driving Chargers, Camaros. Ole Miss is driving Lamborghinis and Ferraris. If you want that,
Texas.
If you want that analogy, they've got some nice cars over there in Oxford, Mississippi too. But I mean, that's another analogy of,
and that is not
that's the NIL.
It's
no
knock
knock on Arkansas. It's not an excuse. But when you have that type of talent gap, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get games like this. Yeah, you can get up for some games, but how many times can you get up, Marcus, and answer the bell, especially for an 11 a.m. kick? I mean, they came out flat against UAB up here for an 11 a.m. kick. They came out flat today for an 11 a.m. kick. They played Texas at 11 a.m. What happens if they come out flat against the University of Texas in 2 weeks?
Same song, second verse.
It would be fourth verse, right?
Yeah, okay. 9th verse. All right, this is the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. We got to step away for a moment. Trey Shepp, Marcus Ellie, and I'm Randy Rainwater. Back with more from Walk-Ons in just one moment.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Hey, Arkansas. Are you feeling lucky? Because the Lotto jackpot is seriously over $4 million right now. A jackpot this high won't last long. And this one is only one in Arkansas. Some lucky player could be buying the winning ticket right now. Play twice a week for your chance at a life-changing jackpot. Tickets start at only $2. Don't miss Lotto. Only in Arkansas. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Touchdown, Edwards Food Giant. While you may never actually hear it in a football game, we all know who the real MVP of your watch party is this fall, and that's Edwards Food Giant. Your choice of chicken, brisket, ribs, smoked sausage, and pulled pork, all straight from their own smokehouse, as well as an ultimate lineup of side items from the deli. And at their newest store in North Little Rock, Edwards now has dry-aged beef, where whole cuts of certified Angus beef are aged for 28 days in a temperature-controlled cooler. So let your watch party be the envy of the neighborhood with the help of Edwards Food Giant, the meat people.
This is how it will happen. I'll come on the radio and say, when you own a car from Genesis of Conway, you experience car ownership that you never knew existed. And now Genesis has a wonderful offer. And then you'll say, okay, Craig, try me. And then I'll say, right now, $6,500 off 2024 GV80s, or become an owner at 2.9% interest. And then you'll go, yes! And then you'll go to Genesis of Conway and discover the future of luxury today.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at Metamucil.com.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, Cersei, your new Academy Sports and Outdoors store is opening on Monday, November 4th at 1405 Janet Street. See the new store with the best sports equipment, outdoor gear, clothing, and shoes, all at low prices. Check out Academy's wide selection of brands like Nike, Stanley, Brooks, Carhartt, Blackstone, Yeti, Titleist, and more. Don't miss our grand opening Friday, November 8th through Sunday, November 10th. Plus, shop grand opening deals. Join the fun at Academy Sports and Outdoors in Searcy.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for Loop Tech, Tire Tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Paid depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
DeBinion's the tailback, trips right. They're going to run it again. DeBinion, touchdown, Arkansas. DeBinion over the right side, goes in from 6 yards out.
Welcome back once again to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show. Trey Schapp, Marcus Elliott, I'm Randy Rainwater. Walk-ons, that's where we're located, right here off of Weddington. You want great Cajun food? It's
pretty good.
Right here. That catfish it's almost impossible to beat. Combine that with the hush puppies. Hope I'm making Marcus hungry back there in the studio. Combine that with French fries and all the trimmings. I mean, it is simply outstanding.
Red beans and rice.
That is DB's
fried
favorite.
Shrimp.
If he's going to get anything, he's going to get.
Baz is in the red beans and rice.
And just in time for the holiday season, they've got the ultimate tailgate packages that you can check into. Pardon me. The game day slider pack, that's 12 sliders. You can choose from cheeseburger, barbecue pulled pork, stinging honey, or blackjack chicken. Woo, that sounds good. And then they get the game day bundle, the wing bundle, 50 boneless or 20 bone-in wings. I won't go through all the options there, but if you're looking for that tailgate party or maybe that holiday party, think of walk-ons. And there is a walk-ons now. Well, it's been there.
West Little Rock.
For a while.
Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, I think, is open now. Conway and West Little Rock, and I know they're looking for one up in northeast Arkansas in Jonesboro.
There you go. Let's check in with Wayne. Wayne, never mind. Wayne couldn't hold. Let's talk to Joe. Joe, good afternoon. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
All right, Randy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Randy, love your show. Love the Razorbacks. You know, even whatever, the Pitman, I love the Razorbacks, no matter what. But the thing is, we can't turn a blind eye to what we saw today. We can look in rose-colored glasses, but it just don't hold up. I mean, I'm telling you, today, we praise T-Will when we're good, but when we're not, and we were not today, you got to give him the credit. If you're going to give him the credit when it's on and it's happening, you got to give him the credit. He didn't have the defense ready today. Okay? Point blank. I mean, and if it's that bad, okay, let's go back to, we made history today. Ole Miss has never thrown this many touchdowns and this many yards. So it's not, it's not like it's a small. It's huge. This is huge. I don't know what else to say other than I'm a Hog fan forever. But I'm gonna tell you, Taylor Green, I love him. I love Frank Fletcher. But I'm gonna tell you, Singleton played better today. He was a better quarterback. He looked better. He did better. His stats were better. Taylor does not need to be playing. They don't need to be putting him out there when he's hurt because he's not effective. And I'm just going to say, hey, I'm going to back out and let you comment. I'm sure there's things you're going to blow holes up in what I said, but I don't want to say.
Everybody, Joe, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Now, here's what I will say about the defense. It was pick your poison. If you remember, and I said this earlier in the program, Arkansas picked his poison against LSU by playing 10 to 12 yards off the line of scrimmage, and they just went dink and dunk all those underneath routes, and, I mean, they wore Arkansas out that way. Well, today, Arkansas tried to get a little bit closer, almost not quite bump and run type coverage. All they did was just go over the top and smoke them. Here's a number. I promise you I will start paying closer attention to this than I have until today. But yards after catch. There was 562 yards of receiving yards today by Ole Miss. 230 of those yards came after the catch. 230, not quite half of their receiving yardage. That's ridiculous. Absolutely. I mean, you combine poor tackling and then poor coverage, pick your poison. I don't like either of the poisons, but I'd rather be dinked and dunked. It didn't feel as helpless as I
look at the score.
Today. That's what I'm saying. It was. I actually felt helpless. I have nothing to do. I can't get out there and make a tackle. But
and the times, Joe, that Ole Miss had to punt, it's because they shot themselves in the foot. You have to play a clean game, and when Taylon Green fumbles the ball in his own end zone and Ole Miss recovers, and you're behind 7-0 just like that, you're playing catch up from the very beginning. You just can't do that against a team like this that is this good. You cannot put yourselves in situations like that.
And
Yeah.
I will say this. Lane Kiffin did not take his foot off the gas.
Oh,
and
he's
classless,
Randy.
For once, I kept thinking it's not his problem, it's Arkansas's problem. If you can't stop them, I mean, even his backup quarterback got into the action today. He threw for a touchdown. That's when you feel helpless.
That's classless, though. You know, the game's in hand. You don't throw the ball, and he was throwing the ball early in the. You know, just it was crazy to me. I was like, I had a lot more respect for him before today when he started continuing to pass, trying to score to make it worse. Lane Kiffin, I don't care for him. I didn't care for him, and I got a little bit warmed up on him, and I heard some stories and blah blah blah. But not after today. I would have loved it for Sam to walk up to him 2 feet from him, turn, made a 90-degree angle, and walk away from him, not wanting to shake his hand and show him up. That would have been great.
Oh, what was pitiful, though, and I watched every second of it, Pitman goes, he limps. He drags that hip to the midfield, right in the middle of the stadium, waiting on Kiffin. Now, whether Kiffin did that to show him up, I don't know. But Sam had to stand there a good couple of minutes waiting on Kiffin to finally come over and shake hands. I'd have told him to kiss my backside, but that's me.
Yeah, me and you agree. That absolutely is crazy, and Sam is so. But Sam Pitman is a great man. I'm telling you, he's a people person. He's wonderful. He's unbelievable, and that just shows his class. But Kiffin,
Sam is believable, though. Sam is believable. See, Rick's rubbed off on me.
Absolutely.
Hey, Joe, thank you, buddy.
All right, brother.
We got to run. Thank you, Joe. All right, let's get to Brad. Brad, good afternoon. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing, Marcus, Randy, and Trey?
Hey, Brett.
Good. Doing good.
Couple things real quick. Didn't mean to cut you off, Trey. I didn't have a problem with what Lane was doing, throwing the ball around, honestly, because here's the deal. And I know it's the Lamborghinis and Chargers, but at the same time, there's a reason that Ole Miss is playing for a potential national championship run, and Arkansas is not. And I've always kind of had that thing that I don't like when coaches take their foot off the gas.
Mm-hmm.
You have to instill that culture of basically, when you're playing football, it's not real life, so you have to have a killer mentality.
Yes,
you don't care about the other team. That's my opinion on that. I know we differ. Some people say it's classless. I call it winning.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Absolutely. And you play, and this is a different world with the football playoffs. You're trying to position your team as best you can. You don't know what's going to happen, so you got to beat everybody and got to beat them bad, just so the nation will take note. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they're a team that needs optics. They need optics to get in because they dropped a Kentucky game and stuff. But on real quick, I'll get off here. I know Ole Miss is better. I didn't expect to win the game, but I still will not believe that Arkansas is 63-31 worse than Ole Miss. I don't think we're that far. I mean, I shouldn't say that far. But I don't think we're as far apart as that score indicated. I know they're a better team. They've got a little bit better athletes. I get that. But the second point is we didn't, and I know it's a different regime, but we did not give Bielema 5 years or this much time, and we pulled the trigger. What is it about Sam that we're seeing? Because I saw we did great, but now we're starting to fall apart. And we're still bowl eligible, but to be honest with you, with what we've seen this team capable of doing, 6-6 is depressing to me.
Didn't Bielema get 5 years?
He started in 13. He got 5 years because Chad was 18, 19. The difference is you got a different athletic director. But Bielema did get 5 years. But you do have a different athletic director at the helm. And when Bielema did get fired, though, Jeff Long was already out the door.
Yep. He was already gone.
So,
I knew there was a different regime. I just don't. I see progress, but I don't see And I get that we need NIL money, but, you know, I've been to the Arlington game. I went to Starkville last weekend. I went to the LSU game. You know, it's hard for people sometimes to support the team and donate to NIL as well. And you got Hunter Yurchek out here asking us for donations and this, that, and the other, and I get that we need them. But,
well,
I mean,
Brad,
there's got to be something that can be done.
3%. Brad, they just added 3% to the concessions across the board in every sport.
And they're getting a major redistributing or whatever it's called of the seats in Bud Walton. It's going to be like baseball where
it's going to be nuts. And
I
Brad,
mean,
I have a question for
Go
you.
ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, here's my question to you. This Arkansas team went on the road and beat Auburn and Mississippi State. They're in last place in the league. Are we really getting better?
When you beat Tennessee and you dominated Tennessee.
Brad, we got to run. Thank you, Brad. All right, this is the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show. Stay tuned for more.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I'm here with Laura Beth from Kaufman by Design West. Kaufman has over 7,000 square feet of beautiful new home decor pieces and design specialists on staff. See, that would be important for somebody like me who is design challenged.
Yeah, we have design specialists on staff and everything you need from lighting to flooring, designer hardware, and more.
And gift cards are available too. Check them out now. Kaufman by Design West, out west past Taylor Loop, 14900 Cantrell Road.
Or visit us online at kaufmanlumber.com.
This month at Gwatney Chevrolet, you could be eligible to make no payments for 90 days. That's right. Qualified buyers don't pay on new purchases at Gwatney Chevrolet until 2025. If you're in the market for a new Chevy car, truck, or SUV, now is the perfect time to buy. It could be yours with no payments until next year. Want to find out if you qualify? Give Gwatney Chevrolet a call at 501-982-2102 or come see us at 1301 TP White Drive in Jacksonville. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Is your marriage over? Assets? Debts? Custody? For divorces, hire the Lions. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. Exceptional communication and exceptional results in both the negotiating room and the courtroom. Lion Legal, the legal pride of Arkansas. Call 227-ROAR and Lion Legal will come roaring to the rescue.
When it's time to fly out of Little Rock National Airport, the Doctor of Football wants you to get in the game with Expressway Airport Parking and let us make plays for you. All you have to do is choose covered or uncovered parking, and the game is on. Within minutes, as our 5-star recruit, you will be chauffeured to the airport's front door, no walking, waiting, or anticipating. Expressway Parking is secure. Our shuttle team is available 24 hours a day, offering fast, secure airport parking for less. We will not fumble an opportunity to serve you. Choose Expressway Airport Parking. Need more confirmation of our parking talents? Check out Google reviews for our parking ratings.
Take your yard up to the next level with the Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Josh Dickinson is a former PGA Tour caddy, and his landscape designs are inspired by some of the most beautiful golf courses around the world. Call Josh at 501-794-2770 for all of your landscaping needs. Flower beds a mess? Josh's crew can give your home the curb appeal you've always wanted. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping also installs French drains, retaining walls, and they'll even take care of your irrigation maintenance needs. The Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Call today, 501-794-2770.
For 54 years, you've trusted Sigma Supply for all your packaging and shipping needs. And now, as part of Brady Plus, they've got even more to offer. From janitorial supplies, facility essentials, and food service disposables, Sigma Supply has you covered. And ordering is a breeze with over 50,000 new products online at sigmasupply.com. And do not forget to call sales manager David Breitenberg at 1-800-264-1661 and ask for the Buzz discount. Remember, if you're not using Sigma Supply, you've got low-grade product, man.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz every Tuesday night at 8 for Between the Mats high school football show with your hosts, Matt Wilcox and Matt McJunkins. You'll hear coaches' interviews, player interviews. You'll also get weekly top 10s and player of the week picks for each classification every week. Plus, t-shirt giveaways and fan interactive pick'em challenges with prizes. Between the Mats on The Buzz each Tuesday is brought to you by Hootens Football, your number one source for Arkansas high school football.
Singleton going to keep it on an option right. Inside the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Arkansas. Malachi Singleton with some signs of life. A 13-yard run, and the Hogs aren't dead yet.
Not dead yet.
Welcome back to the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Marcus Elliott, Trey Shapp. I'm Randy Rainwater. Holiday Inn Express is our home away from home here on Weddington. And I got up, I set my alarm purposely to get up, grab a little bit of breakfast, and head over. And I was going to support you and David this morning because you were on the air at 7 o'clock. But I turned the alarm off, and I woke up at 9 o'clock. I knew you were done by 9 o'clock. There was no sense.
Yeah, well, we would have had 3 people in walk-ons then if you would have shown up, because it was David and myself this morning.
But anyway.
Well, in the prep. They were prepping.
I was sleeping so well. That's the reason
that's the
why.
Gist of it.
It was those pillows. It was those great beds that they have at the Holiday Inn Express. I mean, you just don't want to get up. And I love the fact they give me 4 pillows. I'm sure you get about the same amount. But anyway, I love the 4 pillows. But I love the hospitality, and they make you feel like home. The ladies at the front desk, they're second to none. So if you're thinking about coming up for the final 2 games for this upcoming Texas and Louisiana Tech game, be sure and check with the Holiday Inn Express and see if they've got an
opening. They might have some rooms open. They had a couple of rooms open yesterday, and you put out the bat signal, and they were gone.
Well, that's what we're supposed to do. Let's check in. Let's see. That's Mark. Mark is next up here on the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Mark, good afternoon, or getting close to evening now. Good afternoon.
Yeah. I just wanted to call in and say that, we a lot of time lose the fact that these are a bunch of teenagers, young adults that are trying to, come together as a team and play. And sometimes they have good games and sometimes they don't. And frankly, we all admit that Sam's a good coach. I mean, he's a good person. And then we want to jump on the coaching ability. I think he puts together a good team. They were just off today. But I do know this, and we've got a few years of seeing it, because there's a lot of people that were on the bandwagon saying, well, we got to give these players their due monetarily. And I'll tell you right now, we had a quarterback that I think the money ruined him, and he's sitting the bench at another college right now, because putting that much money in the hand of teenagers has created a lot of problems, and we're still fighting it today.
I don't disagree with you there, Mark, but I will say, then what's
Thank you,
happening at Oregon? What's happening at Georgia? What's happening at Ole Miss? Those players are getting money as well,
and a lot more.
They're performing.
Yeah. That's, I think people just start reaching for excuses and making up stuff. And
Marcus, I think what we have, and David and I got into this a little bit this morning on Hog Wild Game Day presented by Mud Connection, guys, is the fact that what you basically have after every season is free agency without a salary cap.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
That's what you have now.
Right.
That is true.
Yeah.
So who's going to regulate it? What's going to happen?
Well, but again, Trey, while it's not regulated, you got a decision.
While you can.
You got a decision. Either you're going to compete or you're not. All right.
Yep.
So there are schools that are making. Ole Miss decided, okay, well, listen, we're not going to sit around and moan and complain because these kids and their families are making a lot of money. We're going to get on the bandwagon and compete and get what we need. But it's not just get players and pay them. It's you have to have a philosophy of what you want to do and how you're going to be successful. Then go get the types of players you need to execute that. It's not the fact that you just go get good or go get players. Your players have to fit into what you want to do, and what you want to do has to be able to be successful. That's where we are. It's pretty simple right now. I don't think it's rocket science. You said it earlier, Trey. Ole Miss is just a lot better than us right now. If we're just going to be honest.
The better team,
they're just better.
The better team won today.
Yeah.
There's no
even close.
ifs and buts.
Yeah, and it wasn't one person or one coach. It was all of them. They're just better, and they got better players. However they got them, they went and bought them, whatever. They're better. And the corners, oh, my goodness, that was embarrassing. Yeah. The receivers on the line of scrimmage, Randy, you said it. What'd you call it at the beginning of the show?
Butt kicking.
Okay, that's really nothing more needs to be said. That's exactly what happened by a better team.
Yep. By the better team. So make no excuses.
They were a 7.5-point favorite according to Bet Saracen going into the game.
You know how you play pickup games, and in pickup games you say, okay, if you score, is make you take it. That's exactly what it was today. They
exactly.
make you take it, They made us take it.
Yeah, no, it was the case. There wasn't any kind of surprises.
You got to hold that up and for the camera here so everybody that's watching can see what you ordered, because I get asked about that all the time. What did Randy order today? You've got your red beans and rice.
There's the red beans and rice.
And you got some catfish to go with it.
And all I'm missing right now is some ketchup, and I would be a happy camper.
Adam's the guy.
Adam is the man.
We got it going on here.
Right there, that's
the catfish. Marcus.
I'm going to work. I'm going to
Nice.
work on the red beans and rice first.
Okay.
That I promise.
Are we going to a break soon?
I don't know. I may just say, David. I may just say, Trey, you and Mark take over.
While you eat dinner.
I'm busy. I'm busy over here. I've got a full-time job taking care of this. Red beans and rice.
Let's get DK in.
Let's get DK in. You're right. DK, good afternoon. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
Good evening, fellas. I got a few quick points I'm going to point out. First, the referees, they called a lot of penalties, I say, on them pass interferences that really wasn't pass interference. They was helping them with them calls. Then when they took that touchdown that Malachi ran in, that really was a bad call because I'm guessing they calling it on the second guy from the right sideline, saying he was in the backfield, but they give them a little leeway over there. So that was a bad call when they took that touchdown. So now that's the help with the referee. Now let's talk about the Hogs in general, and the coach. Because if the guy ain't 100%, I'm not for having him on the field. You already putting your hand behind your back because he's not 100%. He can't do everything he need to do. If Malachi was 6'6", or if what's my guy, Taylor Green was 6'1", Malachi would beat him out. That's just my opinion.
He might. I might agree. I might agree with you a little bit. Yeah.
Now, for the defense, there's a thing called in-game and halftime adjustment. This guy done caught 2 touchdowns. You ain't going to catch nothing. We're going to put a double or triple on you if we have to. Anybody else can catch a touchdown. But you, Watkins, you will not catch another touchdown. And I didn't see no in-game adjustments for Travis on that defensive side. And that was just the bottom line to me.
Hey, DK.
For them having bought some good players and all this and that. Yes, sir.
If you go back, if you rewatch the game, go back to about the first, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes, or maybe even the first 2 Ole Miss possessions. You were talking about defensive pass interference. How about offensive pass interference? by
That guy
Ole
was doing
Miss.
some shoving. Yes,
Good
yes.
gosh. I mean, 8 in particular. I mean, he was manhandling those defensive backs at Arkansas. And then what were they calling?
I seen one.
Defensive.
I seen one no call on Arkansas. Dude hit him right in the back, in the middle of the field before the ball got there. I'm like, where the flag at? Y'all happy on them flags for Arkansas with the PI? Now, where's the same? You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it.
Nope.
Yeah, they're not going. They're not going to call that too often. I mean, that's why you get a receiver like that, though. Those guys will be in the NFL. That's why you get those guys.
This guy's supposed to be a tight end, Mark. You look like a wide receiver.
Yeah. Hey, you want that on your team? So I wouldn't. I don't complain.
That was a man
that.
out there.
Yeah, you want to
We're
get that.
out of money, can't afford him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't just look at the money because I know Vanderbilt ain't got no major NIL pool.
But they got a system.
That's what you just said it, Marcus.
Mm-hmm. They got a system and they recruit to it.
They got some coaches with a system.
Yes.
Some coach. So if you 5 years in, you ought to have a system.
That's true.
Whether you got a portal, you know what I'm saying, plug and play, but you ought to have a system.
I'll say this too. Petrino has been so inconsistent this year. Today was a terrible game. Terribly called game. Horrible. Don't understand it. Do not understand
Well, I guess they were depending on Nebraska. They were depending on Nebraska, on the big Bruss, on Braylon. But I guess he really did have a hamstring when he pulled up.
Yeah.
DK, I was concerned when I saw him come out of the locker room early. He had on his pants, his jersey top, no shoulder pads, no helmet, and you could tell that he had that left hamstring taped up pretty good.
He was limping, too.
With a wrap that went around his waist and trying to get that thing loosened up a little bit. And he just unfortunately didn't look strong, and I thought, okay, they're going to bring him in and play him in pass protection to help block when they needed an extra back there to give Green time in the pocket. They did hand it off a couple of times. I think that's maybe to try to keep Ole Miss honest. But he was nowhere near 60% today, in my opinion. And he was here at walk-ons. We saw him. And it does not look good for the hamstring. Let's just say that. He's still limping.
Yeah. Well, y'all have a good rest of the weekend, fellas.
All right, you too, DK.
Thank you, DK. All right, let's check in with JD. JD, good afternoon. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
Hey, I appreciate y'all having me on, but and this is going to come off ugly, but I really don't mean it ugly. I'm legitimately asking, how much longer is the Arkansas media going to pretend like this is going to work out? Pittman was an experiment from the get-go. It's not like, he was a proven guy, and we know that he has a system that has worked before, and he's just got to get it implemented. It was a total roll of the dice 5 years ago.
No doubt.
The experiment is over, dude. It's like it is so played out. And I had this discussion with DJ Williams a while back on his and Acre's show about how me personally, and I know a lot of people that are in the same boat. If they made a change tomorrow, like I personally like the guy down at SMU. Y'all may have heard of him, Brett Lashley, former player, Springdale native, Arkansas guy, about as Arkansas guy as it gets. I could, if they hired him tomorrow, I am immediately that $100 a month guy, right? And I know a lot of other people.
If they beat Pitt tonight, you got to start making contacts. If SMU beats Pitt at home, you got to start making contacts with that.
Yes, I agree with that, but I don't understand why. I listen to Randy's show throughout the day or the early show, and it's like everybody's just still acting like this is going to work out, and it's not, dude. Like, I understand that y'all don't want it to be doom and gloom after the first game of the season and have to deal with that all year on your shows, but it's not working out. And so my question to y'all is, when are y'all going to start acting like that? When are y'all going to start acting like it's not okay? When are y'all going to start calling for his head is what I want to know.
Well, I said earlier on the show, JD, I don't know if you were listening, but I said it. I think love him as a guy, as a person, but I think the time is up.
Nobody's saying he's a bad guy, and I'm not either.
No,
he's just not our
we get that.
football coach.
JD, we got to take a break. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Back with more First Security fifth quarter postgame show live from Walk-Ons after this. Stay with us.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly, local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
The holidays were made for memories. This season, make yours sophisticated and stylish with the purchase of a new Cadillac. Whether it's the all-electric Cadillac Lyric, the redefining Cadillac XT5 and XT6, or the performance in the CT5. Be iconic this winter and make your journey getting there just as exceptional as being there. Visit your Cadillac showroom today for the season's best sales event.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
We all know how busy our lives can be these days and how important our time and convenience is as well. Edwards Food Giant knows that too, so that's why they're inviting you to take advantage of their Heat and Eat Meal Solutions items in their deli department. Delicious Edwards Food Giant signature dishes, along with a wide choice of entrees and sides, all ready for you to pick up and take home to serve your family tonight. The Heat and Eat Meal Solutions now at your favorite Central Arkansas Edwards Food Giant deli. This week's special is meatloaf for only $7.49 per pound, with roasted red skin potatoes and peppers for $4.99 per pound.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spray. Or stop by 65th and University.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor-on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Join the Zone each weekday for the Entertainment Report, brought to you by Bell & Sword of Conway. Find out the very latest breaking news and entertainment each day on the Zone. Justin, DJ, and I will dish out what the stars and celebrities have going on, and you can catch it each day. Bell & Sword has everything for the best dressed man, from boots to suits. Check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Bell & Sword at their new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
Second down and goal at the 3. Singleton hands it to Hill, blasted at the goal line, but still gets in. Touchdown Arkansas, Rodney Hill with his first score of the season.
And welcome back once again to the First Security fifth quarter postgame show. Marcus Elliott, Trey Schapp, I'm Randy Rainwater. This here from head coach Sam Pitman.
Obviously, give credit to Ole Miss. Jackson Dart was incredible. Watkins was, couldn't cover him. But we got a long way to go, a lot of work to do. Disappointed in the way we played. Our kids are disappointed in the way we played. But we're going to have to get healthy and have a good week next week, moving on. But very disappointed. I felt like we had them ready to play. Obviously, that wasn't the case.
I was going to ask, you said you felt like you had them ready to play, but was there any indications that something like this was coming? They said several records.
No. I mean, we had a really good week of practice, as good as we've had. So, no, I didn't go into the game feeling. I felt like we had some matchup problems, but I thought we had some answers with it, and we were in 3 deep, and they ran by us. And we were in man, but we were in 3 deep, and they ran by us too. So couldn't get pressure on the quarterback, couldn't get there either. And so when we're in man to man against some of their receivers that they had, Watkins specifically, we were having a hard time guarding him.
Surprised at all that Dart stayed in so long? I mean, they're throwing 4 verts up 32 on you guys.
No, I mean, Lane, I don't have a problem with Lane or what he did. I don't know if they were trying to get him a record or what the case is, but I don't have a problem with how the game went, except for we have an opportunity to stop him, and we couldn't.
Sam, I know everybody and y'all know that Ole Miss likes to attack you deep, but did it surprise you how much they did? I mean, it was early and often as well. Did it surprise you how much they stretched the field on you?
I mean, they were having success with it. I mean, I think in 3 plays they had 2 go routes for touchdowns on us. So, no, it didn't surprise us. We'd been working go balls all week, but we felt like they would do it, and we felt like they'd run the hitch, go, hitch, go, hitch. Felt like they'd try to attack us like LSU did in their own way of offense, and they did.
An update on Talon and kind of what went the decision to go to Malachi in the second half?
Talon, he came back when he got hurt, and then we worked on him at half. We didn't know coming out of half if he would be ready to play. And once we said we were going to look at him throwing and moving, and Bobby had him moving front and back, and just was gimpy, and we didn't want to take that chance of getting him hurt further. And plus, we believe in Malachi putting him in, so that was the decision there. It had nothing more to do than that. We just felt like we might get him hurt worse if we put him back out there. He was willing. Part of his success has to do with his legs, and he didn't have them, basically.
They got a really good defensive front and wound up with 8 sacks today. Could you maybe talk about that versus your protection today?
A couple of them we were hot on outside. They pushed the pocket on us. I think if I just off of what I saw, I would say there's probably about 3 of them where the pocket was pushed in there. We couldn't get open. Would have had time, to throw it, and then there was about 3 of them where we whiffed a guy. We got beat on the edge, totally beat on the edge on one of Talon's. It got hit in the back. But there was 3 of them probably. They had a pick twist, so we were sliding right into it. And how we didn't get that one picked up is I have to look at the film, but we should have, because it was 3 for 3 in a slide. So I didn't feel the edge as much. Before it was like tackle, defensive ends getting beat one-on-one. I didn't feel that. I felt more of the inside twist game that was our problem. And I think we got better as the game went on, but obviously we started horribly for the entire first quarter and for most of the first half defensively. Well, all the first half defensively.
We had only seen a few glimpses of Singleton, but today he operated. He had scoring drives. Just maybe what you thought of him in that role today.
Well, I think he took control. I think he went out there and I tell you guys, he made a few passes. He made through throws in there that he let the ball go way before the break, and we're right on here that last drive. He threw an 8-yard out that he let that ball go way before the break. He did it several times. Obviously, him running the football is a big asset. He's a hard guy to tackle. It's a shame that we didn't have a receiver on the ball on his touchdown run. But I was really, really happy with the way he competed and the guys that were out there offensively, how they competed with him.
Like Braylon Russell wasn't 100%. Just what did you think of Dominion and getting Rodney Hill back, and then how's Braylon doing?
I think they ran hard. Braylon's going to be okay. But I think they ran hard. There wasn't a lot there at times, but I still think they ran hard and tried to get at times something out of nothing, which I feel like they did. It got a couple of yards on it, but we got better running the football when Malachi came in because he was threatening them with the zone read. But Rodney, to see him score, to answer your question, to see him score, and he ran hard to get him back. That'll help us down the road as well. And R-Dub started the football game and ran extremely hard.
The early pass interference penalties on D-backs playing physical, did that maybe impact the secondary moving forward, where maybe a little less physical or anything like that?
When you're fragile, and I think we're a little fragile there. I think we are. We don't have as much confidence there as what we need to have, but it's at the same time, confidence builds with success, having success. So anytime that happens early, I think that would affect the way that you feel like you can cover, because you go in there and different guys call it differently. Sometimes you can be ultra aggressive and get away with it, and sometimes you can't. So to answer your question, possibly, I have to look at the film, but possibly that could have played a part of it. But cutting people wide open had nothing to do with pass interference. We've got to figure that out.
And you guys have had some pretty good pass defense performances against maybe some dual threat guys, but Nussmeier and then Dart. Is there anything specific about the guys that stand in the pocket and some veteran guys that have given you some more fits this year?
Well, I think both of them have a lot of similarities. One of them is we didn't get pressure on either one of them, so they just sat back there. Even when we tried to pressure, we didn't get pressure on either one of them. So that's going to build their confidence as well. Both of them have really good wide receivers and put us in a little bit of a jam at times, matchup-wise. And, I told T. Will, I said, I don't care if they rush for 500 yards. We got to quit getting them behind it. We can't let them get behind us and make him run the football. And that's when he went back into soft coverage, and unfortunately they ran by us in that too.
I guess Trey Harris for Ole Miss didn't play. Did that affect maybe?
Say again?
Trey Harris, the receiver for Ole Miss, didn't play. Did that kind of affect the way you were able to cover maybe the rest of the receivers, that the scouting report was maybe different than what y'all had prepared for during the week?
No, they just stood to Watkins, for 250-something yards, 5 touchdowns. But no, I don't think it affected us, even though we knew we were going to have to possibly double cover Trey. We probably should have went that way with Watkins.
Yeah, Sam. The sacks, Ole Miss has been doing that to everybody. I think they're averaging about 5. They had 10 against OU. As a long-time guy in this league, what do you think of their pass rush and their tackle for loss game, and what makes them so good at it?
They play 10 guys probably, somewhere around there. Very, very talented. A lot of things happen with sacks too when you can cover and you can man cover. They've got some good corners. Hard to get open at time. If you notice more today, when we had some success throwing the football, was against zone coverage, and we were finding holes in there. But I think, Bob, to answer your question, they're really, really talented and good, and they stay fresh. They've got good line games. They got pick games. And then if you get behind on me, they're very good against the rush. Against our rush, trying to rush the football. They put you in longer situations, and it makes it very, very difficult to protect them because they're very, very talented.
You got an open date now. Do you feel like it comes at a good time to kind of recover mentally and physically from this, and kind of, how do you see going into the open date and then the last push, trying to get bowl eligible?
I like the two open dates. I do. I think, especially with your depth not being quite as big at the end of the year. I like the two open dates. I think obviously we need it after you can look at it two ways. You're either so mad that you want to get it back out there and get that nasty taste out of your mouth in a week's time, or you say, hey, we can't fix it in a week's time. We need more time. That's how we'll look at it. We need a little bit more time. We have Texas, Louisiana Tech, and Missouri left. I like where it came. Obviously, wish we would have won today. So we be talking a little bit different than what we're going to talk. What that meeting was in there was certainly different than what we all wanted it to be.
Sam, I know this is a new team, but last year y'all's defense was pretty good through the first 8 games and kind of let go of the rope down the stretch. How confident are you that maybe won't be a repeat performance this year?
Well, each team's different. I know what you're talking about with, we played really well and then we haven't. I understand the question. I think it's a fair question. But teams are different. We probably have to go back and look at that in the off week too and go, okay, are we showing our hand? What are we doing here? Because obviously Lane and them had something today. I don't know if it was alignment of the D lineman, but he didn't play a whole lot of fastball today. It was all see what we're given, check, and him and T-Will were having a check to check, and obviously they won. And so I think we do have to go back to look at that because if you look at even last week, we didn't play as, with minus the turnovers, we gave up about 500 yards last week too. I believe in our kids. I believe in our coaches. We'll go look at it and see if we can't get it fixed. I believe we can.
I think a couple of weeks ago you mentioned that Jalen Braxton had a chance to come back after the bye. Do you have any update on him potentially being able to return, and how big would he be if he's able to?
Well, all I know is that he's ran on grass. Before it was always in the pool and on the treadmill in the pool and not fully weighted. So that's all I know, that he's played on the grass. He has not practiced or anything like that. So I can't really answer that question until next week.
What message do you want to get across in the locker room just then?
I just told them that we got outplayed, out-coached, out-physicaled. And that we've got 3 games left. And if we can win each one of them, we can hold our head up and go on to whatever bowl. This team, I told them that we can't have 80 that are going to go fight and 20 that don't. I told them if we're not willing to fight now, then we won't fight the rest of our life. But if we do, we'll fight the rest of our life. So I like this team. I hate that we got beat. I hate it for the university. I hate it for the state. But I do like this team. And I know I'm going to catch hell for that, but I do. I like the kids, and I think they'll come back and fight and correct what a lot of things that were wrong today, if we physically can do that, which we can, and come back and give a good showing when we go out there and play Texas the next time we're out there.
More of the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show. We will continue in a moment.
The great American pastime. Do you smell that? That's the smell of men being men. I think I'm ready. On 103.7 The Buzz, KABC Little Rock.
This is the Pigskin Preacher. bringing you the word. Democracy assumes that majority opinion determines what is right. But Henrik Ibsen states, the majority never has right on its side. Never, I say. That is one of the social lies that a free-thinking man is bound to rebel against. Who makes up the majority in any country? Is it the wise men or the fools? I think we must agree that the fools are in a terrible, overwhelming majority all the wide world over. Make up your mind to always do the right thing, which is usually not the popular thing. Double B's is the right thing and the popular thing. With 34 locations, we have hot, fresh food, delicious snacky treats, and drinks for days. Make a quick pit stop now, because Double B's is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Double B's.
This year, we considered hiring an ad agency to help with our marketing.
They pitched impressive visuals and a script that was inspiring.
And exotic animal mascots to help grab your attention.
In the end, we just decided to tell it to you straight. Shelter Insurance has award-winning customer service at affordable rates.
Plus, our local agents are there to help you understand what coverage you need.
See Shelter Agent Paul Griffin in Monticello, Sam Eklund in Star City, or Kyle Stone in Pine Bluff.
Join the zone each Monday for Game Balls and Jockstraps, brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping. Find out who made the best, average, and worst headlines in sports and entertainment each Monday as Justin and DJ give you their Game Balls and Jockstraps on the zone from 10 to 1. It's all brought to you by A Caddy's Touch Landscaping, 501-794-2770. Call today to get your landscape updated to a whole new level and be listening for Game Balls and Jockstraps only on 103.7 The Buzz.
The leaves are falling and the holidays are calling. Justin Agri and Laura Beth from Kaufman by Design West. And if you're looking for holiday ideas for yourself to get ready or for someone else, Kaufman by Design West is the perfect spot.
We have big green egg products and accessories that are perfect if you're wanting to smoke a ham or a turkey for the holidays. And then we also have gifts, big and small, picture frames, throw blankets and pillows, small home decor pieces, and steel products as well.
And if you're not sure what to get, there's always an option for gift cards at Kaufman by Design West, 14900 Cantrell Road in Little Rock, or online at kaufmanlumber.com.
Hear that? The relaxing sound of ambient music in a yoga class. And if you were here, you'd listen to 15 people taking a deep breath in sync. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. So if you ride, get a quote today and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. And find inner peace with a different pose called Pawns on Handlebars. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Football season is here. Do you have your picks in on Sleeper? Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and you could win up to 100 times your money. For new users, Sleeper will even match your first deposit with up to $100 credit to your account. Just download the Sleeper app today and use code MONDAY for a credit up to $100 match on your first deposit. That's code MONDAY. Must be 18 years in most states and in state where it is legal. Promo code and other restrictions apply. Visit sleeper.com. Please wager responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-426-2537 for help. Sponsored by Sleeper, a Blitz product.
Tune in to Out of Bounds each Monday for Weekend Recap, brought to you by Fleet Management Services. Serving Central Arkansas for over 20 years, they're your small to mid-sized fleet specialists that also takes care of our fleet at Signal Media. Fleet Management Services is now hiring for lube tech, tire tech, and light maintenance. 8 paid holidays and paid vacation, paid health insurance, and 401k. Paid depends on experience and signing bonus. Apply in person at 901 East 8th Street in Little Rock.
Pitman recovered the fumble, stays in the game at tailback, trips right. Singleton's going to throw down the middle into the end zone, complete to Has, touchdown Arkansas. 23 yards, Has on the receiving end. That was a heck of a catch. Singleton put a little air under that one. And the Razorbacks get a touch on the board before the game ends.
Welcome back once again to the First Security 5th Quarter Postgame Show. Marcus Elliott, Trey Schapp. I'm Randy Rainwater. I really can't explain this to you. There was a mystery that occurred, Trey.
Yeah.
I had this plate that was full of catfish and red beans and rice, and it just disappeared. I didn't really get a chance to fully appreciate it. I don't know what happened.
Well, I think they thought that that you had finished the red beans and rice, and I think you put that on top of the catfish, and it's gone. Or did you eat it all?
Well, I don't know.
You ate it all.
It disappeared.
You ate it all.
All I can say is
it's gone.
It's gone, and just maybe as a suggestion, it was outstanding. I will say that. Mark, do you love catfish as much as you love fried chicken?
Very, very, very close. Very, very close. You know, chicken
Mark,
has been my friend for a long time.
You would love.
It's good.
You would love this catfish, and that's all I'm going to say.
Nice.
And just simply outstanding. Walk-ons. Trey talked about the different locations around Central Arkansas and Northwest Arkansas. So if you're here in Fayetteville, as we are right now for the Texas game, be sure and put this as part of your planned events, because it is well worth your time, and your stomach will appreciate you greatly. It's
Yes, it will.
Walk-ons here on Weddington, kind of a stone's throw, if you will, from Razorback Stadium. All right, let's get back to work. Let's talk with Adam. Adam, good evening. Welcome to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show.
Thank you, fellas. Trey, Randy, Marcus, how y'all doing tonight, this evening?
Yeah.
Doing good. How about you?
Yep. Oh, frustrating season, frustrating day. I agree with Marcus 100%. We're going to have to pay to play these days.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to start buying ourselves an O-line. That being said, Coach Cal made a comment the other day about, these guys are no longer student athletes. These are professionals. So when are we going to start holding our highest paid players accountable? What comes to mind is Landon Jackson and how he hadn't made much noise at all.
He called them pros. Coach called them pros.
They're getting paid a lot of money.
He even said he was going to start fining them, and they were going to give him the money. I thought that was pretty cool.
Whatever it takes to get their attention. But, if they're professionals, young men, no longer kids, but we got to hold them accountable. I think we've got a player or two that's playing not to get hurt, in preparation for their next big deal, NFL. Landon Jackson comes to mind. How do we handle that in the future? I know we got to pay to play.
That's a good point, Adam. So here's the deal. In college sports, you can hold them accountable, but you got to have somebody to replace them with, preferably that's better. So that's why the good teams are taking advantage of the NIL. They have the depth. They have somebody that's just as good or comparable to replace that person.
Competition.
With. Yeah, exactly, and that's always been a little struggle for us.
Makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, how are you going to hold them accountable? I mean, right now they can just say, okay, hold me accountable. Let me put my name in the hat and see if somebody else wants to give me a try.
Yeah, and that's the deal. They're quick to, just if things go south, just go somewhere else.
Well, but again, that's where you got to make sure. This is a leadership thing, guys. There are teams that are mastering this, right? But you got to have the guy at the top that understands how to take advantage of it and to master it. That's just it's leadership.
Well,
Absolutely.
I'm not sure, Adam, this is what you're asking or actually talking about, but I'll call this my level, and I said this to Trey, who was sitting next to me. There were in the early part of the first quarter, there were some defensive ends for Arkansas who they weren't giving anything. And they made some changes. And one particular defensive end, he actually started the game, played some in the first quarter, he didn't return. And a guy that really has not played much this year, he probably got a season's worth of snaps today. That was Quincy Rhodes, number 97. I haven't seen him play that much as what he played today. And to Marcus's point, and maybe that was the reason why the question was asked about Jalen Braxton, because they have tried that rotation of trying to find someone who can play that corner position adequately, and I think that's why you didn't see Singletary for a while. Saw him back again today. But no one apparently can push Marquise Robinson, and no one apparently right now can push either Singletary or, in this case, he played a bunch today at corner. That's Hudson Clark.
Did we have a linebacker or nickel start at corner today?
That's what Slaughter is playing. Slaughter, number 3, is playing that nickel. And they have tried multiple. You saw Larry Worth. They've already moved number 14. Is it Dixon? I've gone blank for a moment. But anyway, they've walked him down as a linebacker. Stephen Dix. My apologies, Stephen Dix. But
how long has the secondary been a problem?
Once you get past, here's what's scary. Same song, we said this before. Once you get past that 11 that are considered to be your starters, and they may not be exactly what you're wanting, but heaven forbid if you have to start digging deep into your depth, it's still not where it needs to be. Just like Marcus, that's what Pitman was saying. A&M was rotating 8 to 9 guys on that defensive line. They were always keeping somebody fresh, and there was not any drop-off whatsoever.
And that's a problem for an O-line that struggles.
Well, your O-line is just and guys, I'm sorry, they're not well coached. They're just flat out not well coached. They're horrible. It's horrible technique. I mean, I get text messages from my O-line teammates almost every game, just livid, watching what we're watching. So that's why you got to ask yourself, if you're not as talented as the team you're playing, the only way you can make up for that is to be elite when it comes to technique, fundamentals. You have to execute. All that's, and your execution, all that's coaching. And so if you're not able to get comparable talent to the folks you're playing, you got to make sure you're executing. Arkansas wasn't going to cover those wideouts today. So what's the next thing? You got to bring the house to pressure that quarterback.
Got it, yep.
So you're going to give up some plays, no question. So how do you counter that? You counter that by your short passing game. Hey, you didn't have a running game. That was huge for Arkansas today. They did not have a running game at all. Didn't even really try. And then they're running drop back protection against a line like that. Neither quarterback really had a chance. Guys, I hear all this about Singleton. Give a good team a week to prepare for him. It will be embarrassing. So, yeah.
And here's the thing, too, Marcus. You say you didn't have a running game today, and you didn't. I mean, Braylon Russell was nowhere close to, I don't think, 60%.
Probably shouldn't have played to begin with.
Probably shouldn't have played, and Jackson is out. So your two best backs on the team are not even playing because of injury. And so if you don't have them in the coffers, you can't just all of a sudden wave a magic wand and say, okay, get healthy so we can play you.
Right.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, the only thing different between college and pro right now, if the pros get somebody injured, they can
go find somebody.
They can either go make a trade.
Somewhere else, make a trade.
Whatever it may be. You're stuck with the hand right now that you're playing. Let's talk to, never mind, Blind Boss. We were going to come to you. All right, before we run out of time, we need to do this because we still have a couple of players we need to talk to, and that is Landon Jackson and Isaac Tesla.
For how frustrating defensive lineman, I know you're not defending the pass directly, but, with the performance that Jackson Dart put up today, just what do you think was the biggest factor in that, and how frustrating was the performance as a whole today?
Yeah, I mean, for starters, he's a really talented player. They got really talented receivers as well. But, I mean, as a defense, it all kind of goes together, I mean, we got to get there faster up front, and then we just got to cover better. We got to, felt like we had a solid game plan. We just got to, really execute.
Isaac, what did you see from Malachi today? First, real long action in a game. Looked pretty good. How did, he feel in the huddle and everything like that?
Yeah, I think he played extremely well. I mean, you turn on the tape, he's a playmaker through the air with his legs as well. I mean, we've been knowing that all year, just what he does in practice and everything. So, you know, it's cool to see, despite the circumstance, him go out there and really succeed.
This is a new team, but last year y'all got off to a really good start defensively, then down the stretch kind of let go of the rope. How do you avoid, you know, maybe a repeat performance of that this year?
Yeah, I mean, really, we got a whole new team this year, so really try not to look back on last year and compare it. I mean, we definitely have to have a reality check, you know, as a team, and I mean, really just come down to earth and figure out what we need to get better at and get better at it. And yeah, I mean, just can't let it happen again. Got to learn from our mistakes and overall, I mean, get better as a defense because, I mean, past few games we've allowed too many points. Even Mississippi State game, offense saved us because we still allowed almost 30 points. So really just figure it out and, I mean, overall to start playing better ball.
Isaac, I know you're not blocking that Ole Miss, you know, defensive line. Those guys, they had 10 sacks against Oklahoma. They're averaging about 5, so you guys weren't the first team to give up a lot of sacks to them. But just how tough does that make it to operate offensively when they're getting that kind of heat on the quarterback? I think they had 13 tackles for loss. Yeah, obviously that's a very talented D-line. Like you said, I'm not really blocking it up front, but I know from watching film that they get at the quarterback a lot, and they're just big guys in general, good at rushing, good at defending the run. So definitely a little frustrating when they get to the quarterback, but at the end of the day, we got to be able to handle that at all phases of the game because, I mean, a sack's on everyone. It's not just on the quarterback or the O-line. Like, the receivers got to get open and everything like that. So just keep executing going forward. And I guess for both y'all, maybe Lanny, you could take it first. You guys got an open days. Like Sam was saying, sometimes when you have a rough loss, you want to get right back out there, but maybe it's also a good time to heal up. How are you guys approaching the open date and then kind of the last big push, trying to get bowl eligible, having some big games here at home?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not a coach, so I don't have to really say it, but I mean, definitely I have a feeling they plan on trying to get us all healthy because we got a few guys out right now and banged up. So, I mean, I just know how Coach Pitt operates his bye weeks. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a lot of really trying to get healthy and then not as much on the physical, but kind of overload on the mental, you know. So, kind of go in and kind of see if we're tipping anything on defense, kind of giving offenses ideas, stuff like that, and just really breaking down film and everything during this week.
Good time for an open date, and how do you think it can help y'all?
Yeah, bye weeks are always a great time to look back on what we've been doing and then moving forward what we can do against our next opponent. So, like Landon said, it's going to be a little bit lighter of a week, which I think will be good for a lot of guys trying to get back. So,
Landon, just from your perspective, what was Coach Pittman's kind of message in the locker room?
Yeah, I mean, at halftime, his message was, I mean, this second half's gonna show who we are as players. You know, like if we go out there and just, I mean, if we're just gonna go out there and roll over, then that shows who you are as a man. But we can go out there and keep fighting. And then at the end, his message was basically what me and Tesla have been saying is, I mean, really just we got to get better. We got to play better ball because all around today was just, I mean, it was bad ball. So got to get all that cleaned up.
Landon, you mentioned the tipping a play maybe, and Sam also mentioned that. Is that something you could feel like during the game today? Like maybe they've got a read on you guys? Possibly, because I mean, Ole Miss as an offense, they're normally a really high tempo team. They didn't tempo as much against us today, so part of me could think that they were doing that. I'm not 100% sure. I mean, those coaches definitely know much more than me on that, but I mean, it definitely is a big possibility.
I guess, Landon, you know, you guys had trouble getting pressure on Dart. He's pretty good anyway, but how tough was that? And is their offensive line just that good, or he gets it off that well, or he just? I mean, they all work together well as an offense. Like Isaac said earlier, with giving up sacks, it's a whole unit thing. It's not just about how good the quarterback is or just how good the O-line is. It's receivers getting open, quarterback, tight end, running back blocking protection. I mean, it all. They just got a really talented offense. So, I mean, as a defensive line and linebackers, we got to find ways to get back there quicker. Like you said, it was just kind of a rough day all the way around. It wasn't like one side of the ball struggle. It was just, a struggle really for everything. How do you think you guys will respond?
I think we'll respond pretty well. Go in this bye week, get everything cleaned up, and back to work. Got to flush it and look into Texas, because Texas is a really talented team. We can't let this loss turn into another loss against Texas. So really go in this bye week, focus on the film part, and then after the bye week, start preparing really well on the field for Texas.
You got a thought on that, Isaac? How you guys respond?
You covered everything, I think.
Okay, I got one more. I know you guys always, it's the SEC, you play good teams all the time, but these ranked teams, I have to add it up, but it's like, I think it's going to be 7 or something. Just how tough is that grind, to deal with?
It's definitely a tough grind, but every player on our team, this is what we chose to do. Most of the guys on the team could have had the option to go play outside of the SEC, but we chose to come here. So it was kind of a choice that we made as players and coaches to be here, and this is the position we want to be in. And me personally, I like to fight. I like playing tough teams and tough players because it only makes you better. So I really like it.
You got a thought on that?
Yeah, to me that's not really a negative thing, I'd say. It's more of an opportunity than anything to go out there and show what we can do against the best of the best. So, yeah.
Time to compete.
Randy, speaking of the SEC.
Let's do it in the next segment.
We're going to break. That's right. The SEC. There's a good one going on right now. Florida, Georgia tied at 13 in the third quarter.
Don't give it all away yet.
That's the only score I'm giving right now.
Oh, okay. All right, this is the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show. We will continue in just one moment.
Progressive presents good news, bad news, dumb news, then great news. Good news. A letter in your mailbox says you could save money bundling your home and auto insurance with Progressive. Bad news. You saw it after your teenager backed the car into the mailbox. Dumb news. A new mailbox, basically a box on a stick, costs up to $400. Great news. You decide to see if you could save money bundling at Progressive.com and go with paperless mail instead. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place. For changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Custody, guardianships, adoptions. For any family matter, hire the Lions. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. Exceptional communication and exceptional results in both the negotiating room and the courtroom. Lion Legal, the legal pride of Arkansas. Call 227-ROAR and Lion Legal will come roaring to the rescue.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha!
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive free detergent, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
Plus, Tide Free and Gentle has no dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Football season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action while watching football. The app is really simple to use. Pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 100 times your money. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code PRIMETIME and get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. That's code PRIMETIME on Prize Picks to get $50 credit instantly when you play $5. Prize Picks, run your game. Must be present in certain states where it is lawful to wager. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spraying. Or stop by 65th and University.
Listen to Out of Bounds every day to hear about what's trending on social media and whether listeners agree or disagree. Engaging conversations about engaging topics. Sponsored by Arkansas-based West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock and their 1.5 million coffee farmers around the globe as they fuel Arkansans with great tasting coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA. That's 833-886-5282. Call today.
DeBinion's the tailback, trips right. They're going to run it again. DeBinion, touchdown, Arkansas. DeBinion over the right side, goes in from 6 yards out.
Welcome back to the First Security Fifth Quarter Postgame Show, live from Walk-Ons in Fayetteville. Randy Rainwater, Marcus Elliott. I am Trey Schapp. Some scores from around the SEC today. Vanderbilt becomes bowl eligible for the first time since, I believe, 2018. They win over Auburn today in Jordan-Hare, 17-7. Vanderbilt now sits 6-3 overall, 3-2 in the SEC. Auburn drops to 3-6, 1-5 in the league. Oklahoma beats Maine at home 59-14. They did trail 7-0 in this one. Oklahoma now 5-4 on the season, 4-2 in games played in Norman. Mississippi State leading UMass right now in the third quarter, 28-10. The Bulldogs looking for their second win of the season, and it's still knotted up 13-13 in Jacksonville at the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. Florida and number 2 Georgia. Florida 4-3, 2-2 in the SEC. Georgia 6-1, 4-1 in the SEC, and ranked second in the country. Georgia goes to Ole Miss next Saturday, so a big game for Georgia to try and win this one before heading to Oxford. And if they can't put pressure on Jackson Dart can light up the Bulldogs as well next weekend at Oxford. You know, that's going to be an exciting game over there. Still to come tonight, number 10, Texas A&M. They lead the SEC, the only undefeated team in the league. They are 7-1 overall, 5-0 in the league. They are at South Carolina in Columbia, and Kentucky is at number 7, Tennessee. That game is on the SEC Network, kicks at 6:45. A&M and South Carolina kick at 6:30 on ABC. And don't forget, you get to throw your clock back an hour tonight. You fall back, get an extra hour of sleep.
Maybe we can get home a little bit earlier.
I know, yeah.
Is that the way it works also?
Well, it depends on when you get home. I mean, if you get home at the normal time, then no, you would get an extra hour of sleep. But if you got home, let's say at 2:15, it would actually be 1:15, because I believe at 2 o'clock is when you actually fall back.
That's true. Okay.
But I guess you could say, yeah, you would get home earlier. Because if you got home at 1:50, it would actually be, then 2 o'clock, it would be 1 o'clock. So you.
That's really.
Randy, you're making us do math on this
show. That's really too much.
Yeah, we don't need to do that.
That's just really too much information.
I just know you fall back and you lose an hour.
Mark, I don't know that this is really a question you can answer, because you said
yeah, I can answer. It doesn't mean it's right or not, but yeah, I can answer it. Sure.
Well, I mean, you're good at disinformation, so I just. But no, he's not.
Hold
he
on.
is not. He is.
Oh, my buzzer is unplugged.
Oh, good. He is the king of information. Okay, here's my question to you.
Yes, sir.
You said it a moment ago.
Mm-hmm.
You said you're getting text from your buddies, offensive line buddies, who are saying the fundamentals, the techniques of the offensive line is horrible.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is this a repeat of what we fussed about a year ago under Cody Kennedy, of having such bad technique, having such bad fundamentals? Why? I mean, I thought Mateos was supposed to be the answer combined with that was the so-called personal touch that you're getting from Sam Pitman. Now, he's only working, or at least we think he is, or he was working only with the defensive ends. The offensive tackles. So why is it still happening then?
Yeah, well, tell me. Tell me, Randy.
That's why.
That's what I'm. No. I think it's puzzling. I think, but here's the deal. This is how, Randy. This is why Trey kind of mentioned it earlier. Ultimately, you have to look at leadership. It's either you're coaching it, in other words, you're making it better, or you have a plan to make it better, or you're allowing it. Okay, so we've seen no improvement against the good teams. Now, I said this last week, and I stick to it. There is some progress, but it's not in some key areas that we probably would have expected it to be, and that's the offensive line. Also, Bobby Petrino knows what he has in that offensive line. So you have to adjust what you ask them to do. You have to adjust the plays to ask them to do only those things you know they can do, because pressure is critical as far as what they're doing. Listen, look at, I don't care if it's Singleton or Green. Guys, everybody says they fumbled the ball in the end zone. My goodness, didn't have a chance to look. None of the quarterbacks don't. The pressure is unbelievable. So,
Marcus, would you run a quarterback sneak on that first play from your 1 yard line?
I don't know. Quarterback sneaks a lot of times in that situation. That's based on the look. If you got a bare front, if there's certain looks you get where you do that, but a lot of times they're going to be in the pistol. However, you do have to. I don't think they committed to the run game. Understandably so. The Binion's not that type of back that they were going to have a good running game. Had they had Jackson or Russell at full speed, I think you got to commit to the run game, and everything else comes off of that. So short of that, what do you have to do? You see you can't block them, especially in drop back, 5-step, 7-step protection. You get the ball out quick. You've done that in certain games. I don't know why you went away from it in this game. Just doesn't make sense. But again, that's not a player issue. That's a leadership issue.
Yeah.
Again, numbers can be extremely deceiving, but they can also be revealing. This is what they call defensive comparison. Tackles for losses. Ole Miss had 13 today.
Yeah.
Compared to 3 for Arkansas. Tackle for losses, yards, minus 54. Minus 54 off those 13 tackles for losses for Ole Miss, minus 10 for Arkansas. You won't have as many quarterback hurries because your quarterback's getting sacked. So that can't be a quarterback hurry. That's a quarterback sack.
I don't know what game that statistical guy watched, but all I saw was pressure.
Yeah, I'm with
there
you.
was pressure all
I am
day
with
long,
you, Mark.
yeah.
It may not end up as a quarterback hurry,
right?
But it might as well be, because they were forcing the quarterbacks to run for their lives or just chunk it, and there were a couple of those. and again, is that a direct reflection? Is that totally on the line, or is that is some of that? I'm going to give a little bit of credit. We never do this very often, but give credit, though, to the opposition because of their talent.
So good question, good point. All of the above, but the bottom line is this. Pittman ran it down to you. He that's the great thing about Pittman. If you just really listen to him and you know what you're hearing, he tells you. He says, we got whipped here. We got whipped here. He called it whiffed. And I know exactly what he's talking about. They just got beat. They were one-on-one. They were just getting beat. Well, why do you get beat? Because you don't have the proper technique to handle that player that's one-on-one with you. At the goal line, they just got beat. They got beat. They weren't blocking the edge. They were sliding too late. They're doing some complicated blocking schemes, too, that they're not quick enough or athletic enough to actually do, especially the interior. And that's where all the pressure's coming. You put gut pressure on Tom Brady, it's a long day, okay? Gut pressure kills quarterbacks, and that's exactly where the weakness is on Arkansas's offensive line.
Well, Brady somehow managed to walk on water even when they were trying to dump him on his head. He somehow could still find a way to walk on water. All right, we are going to step away and come back and wrap it up here from Walk-On. Trey Schapp, along with Marcus Elliott, I'm Randy Rainwater. We'll wrap up the First Security fifth quarter postgame show in just one moment.
Bringing you the word. And the word for today is hope. Hope is all the rage these days. Prevaricating politicians wave the flag of hope. Football coaches stoke the fires of hope. And Andy Dufresne in The Shawshank Redemption told Red, remember, Red, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. When we lose hope, we find it difficult to go on. But when hope springs eternal, we can fight through difficult circumstances and do incredible things. You don't have to hope for good things at Doublebee's because they're there. Doublebee's has some terrific ice cream in Cabot and Clinton and some great hot food in most of our 34 Arkansas locations. Come by and treat yourself at Doublebee's because Doublebee's is where you gas it, grab it, and go. That's Doublebee's.
Hey Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey. Check out the new location of Bell & Sword in Conway. Suits, shirts, vests, also polos with Arkansas logo gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. A store within a store with Arkansas-made Martin Dingman shoes and leather goods. Fantastic service with a tailor on staff to fit you perfectly. Go to the new location, Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street, Conway, or on Facebook and Instagram.
Companies are shifting their telephone systems to the cloud, and you should too. ESI eCloud PBX has everything you need. Features like work from anywhere, video calls, and advanced security tools make ESI eCloud PBX one of the best choices for any business. Opt out of the high cost of your traditional phone system and move to the cloud. Sign up for an online demo at nsgdv.com and get your system activated at no charge.
Network Services Group. One call does it all.
Tune in to 103.7 The Buzz every Tuesday night at 8 for Between the Mats, high school football show with your hosts, Matt Wilcox and Matt McJunkins. You'll hear coaches' interviews, player interviews. You'll also get weekly top 10s and player of the week picks for each classification every week. Plus, t-shirt giveaways and fan interactive pick'em challenges with prizes. Between the Mats on The Buzz each Tuesday is brought to you by Hootens Football, your number one source for Arkansas high school football.
For over 30 years, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has been Arkansas's truck accessory headquarters and the only stop for all your truck parts and accessories. If it goes on a truck, Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse has got it. And that includes upgrading your truck with Vortex spray liners. Tough, durable, proudly made in the USA. Their spray liners can protect your truck for years to come. Call Pickup Truck Accessory Warehouse at 501-568-0040 to schedule your spraying. Or stop by 65th and University.
Did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
For auto, home, life, or business insurance, contact Nick Gennardi in Sherwood or Seth Hobbs in Bryant.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FIND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FIND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Join the Zone each weekday for the Entertainment Report, brought to you by Bell & Sword of Conway. Find out the very latest breaking news and entertainment each day on the Zone. Justin, DJ, and I will dish out what the stars and celebrities have going on, and you can catch it each day. Bell & Sword has everything for the best dressed man. From boots to suits, check them out on Facebook or Instagram. Bell & Sword at their new and larger location at 1011 Oak Street.
32 seconds to play. They're going to run the football with All-Britain left side. Breaks one tackle, slammed to the turf up at the 49-yard line, and that is going to be the end of the ball game. It's been a long day at the office for the Razorbacks. Ole Miss, from the second quarter on, dominated this football game. Ole Miss is the winner, and to the victor goes the spoils.
Yeah, I'd say from the second quarter on. 49 points in the second and third quarters combined. 49 points.
I checked during the break with Bet Saracen. Early line is Arkansas is favored over open date.
By how much?
Only 2.
Oh.
Take the points.
Only 2 points. Only 2 points.
Are you going to have your double R props ready for that one, too?
Yeah. In fact, yeah. I need to go work on those right now and get ready for the open date. Well,
there should be some good football on next Saturday. I mean, you got Georgia, Ole Miss, you got Alabama, LSU. The Hogs are on the bye. And here's the other good thing, though, Randy, Marcus. College basketball starts Monday. The Hogs have their first game on Wednesday. Officially, it counts here in Fayetteville against Lipscomb. So get to see what John Calipari's going to have this year.
Dropped a tough one last night, even if it was exhibition. 65, 64, 66, 65, something like that. Three-pointer by TCU with about
was it
17 seconds to prove to be the game winner.
Wow.
But doesn't count, just as the Kansas game didn't count. It starts for real, as Trey mentioned, this Wednesday night. So, Mark, when you look at how this schedule is broken down with the 2 open dates, you had 6 consecutive playing dates, and you had the first open date, and you had 3 games. Now you're about to hit the next open date, and you have the final 3 games. Texas, Louisiana Tech, and Fayetteville, then close out the Saturday after Thanksgiving in Columbia, Missouri against the Missouri Tigers. So what are you wanting to see, Mark, in these final? I'll be asking this next week on Drive Time Sports, so whatever your answer is, rehearse it because you'll need to answer it again. But what are you wanting? What are you expecting now? These final 3 games of the 2024 season.
Randy, I think all we could ask for each week was improvement from the previous week. That's all a team or coach should strive for, is improvement, correction of areas that were killing you the previous week. So I don't know. Can you make wholesale personnel changes and make a difference in the team?
Like I said, it's not the NFL where you can go out there and
you can't wave a magic wand and have everybody healthy.
Yeah. However, I do think you need to take advantage of the open week and just work the dog out of these guys from a fundamental physical standpoint. They were, it's hard to do, I understand, in today's game, but they need it.
Well, if you're looking for miracles, hopefully there can be some miracles to where they finish on a high note. All right, this is the First Security fifth quarter post-game show. Thanks for tuning in. For Marcus Elliott, Trey Shapp, I'm Randy Rainwater from Walk-Ons. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to the First Security Bank fifth quarter on the Buzz Radio Network. This broadcast has been brought to you by First Security Bank.